people just want to see a cool show. They want to be, they want to be, they want the energy from the band. They want a good time. They want to be entertained. Entertaining band on the stage. And if it's black metal or death metal or whatever, in some cases people just want a fun night.
Lawrence, thank you so much for your time today. I know these are busy times with, releasing a new album. A second album, Celestial Death, is coming out March 7th. You seem very calm and relaxed and laid back. Is that really what's going on, or is that a facade and underneath there's a ton of excitement brewing for this album to come out?
It's the last part you mentioned. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
We are so extremely busy with all the promotional work around this album, shooting video clips, photo shoots, doing interviews, all that kind of stuff, all the contact with the label, with the promo bureau. Insane. Yeah. Also, we have to rehearse at some point. Also.
Right. I mean, these songs aren't necessarily easy. You're not playing Paranoid here. All right, so lots of stuff that you say that we can dive into, and let's see what we have time for.
Sure.
I mean, first up, I said, this is a second album, and sure, this is a second album. But people that know your band quite well know that the band has existed for quite some time. You've rebranded, if you will, with a different name and somewhat different sound as well, but just a completely different journey, because the band was together before as a thrash band called Distillator, if I'm not mistaken. You had releases there as well, either independent or with more underground labels. So going through the journey that you're just talking about, all this press and all this buzz, and you have to do interview after interview and photo shoots, that's a very different experience, I'm sure. Like comparing the life before this band and Century Media and looking at today, like what are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned along that way of working with a much more professional team around you?
Yeah, it's definitely a huge change in the way we used to work with Distillator at the time, but we started out as a band that was, garage band, basically. Right. We were just three guys from the east of the Netherlands, had no connection in the musical world, had to build everything up from the ground. We know nobody knew us. We had to make all these connections from the beginning. So we had to go and play in a shitty bar for 20 euros and do not get any food, like these kind of stories. So we had to really get our name out there, make a good plan, make good music, make good records, play good shows, and then step by step, got into the world, to know the right people to continue that ascending line, so to speak. So that's what we did, and that's what we still try to do. And for now, that works out pretty great. So we're at Century Media Records now for over 4 years, and it's so extremely helpful to have such a good partner and such a good promo team alongside that. And this is also the first record that we put out as Cryptosis that is not in the pandemic, so that's good. So we can have a good second chance to do everything how we plan to do it this time. Yeah, for sure. We'll come back to some of that stuff that you just said, but while we touched briefly on the previous version of this band, do you guys ever revisit those old songs? Do you go back to them? Could we ever expect you guys to at an anniversary show to play some of those songs, or are those songs also fueling when you're writing new stuff? Like, is that a completely closed off chapter, or are you still going back and forth between the two? No, I think it's a closed chapter, at least for me, but never say never, I would say. But we started Cryptosis with a mission to play more than just plain trash. basically.
Right.
We want to we are an experimental band, and that needed a different name, and rebranding, like you mentioned, so to speak, and to go back to Distillator or to continue that path, that would be of course of what we are doing right now. So that's not something that we would do. Maybe we can play a song sometimes to just as something to do, like a special show maybe, but it's not. It does not have the focus. The Cryptosis has 100% the focus, and the past is the past for now.
Now you say it yourself, in this new band, it's not just thrash. Although, like, a lot of people will label you as an extreme progressive thrash band or something along those lines. But we get thrash in there. We get black metal influences. We get death metal influences. We get a ton of other stuff in there, and not just one song to one song, but within the songs. Especially on this album, I think I can't really pick just yet, but I think Static Horizon is definitely one of my favorite songs. Reign of Infinite is really good. Ascending I think is a really cool song as well. Those are good examples of songs that within one song you guys go in a lot of different directions. It also means that, I won't get ahead of myself to talk about shows. We'll talk about that later in the interview, but you can easily play with thrash bands and for a thrash audience, but you can easily play with black metal bands and prog bands and what have you. You have played with different bands in the past. Do you see a different audience react different? Like if you're supporting a thrash band or you're supporting a black metal band, or you have a black band supporting you and a thrash band supporting you, do you see a difference in how the audience engages with your music?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned it, because this is exactly our conclusion about our new music, that we are very well booked alongside death metal bands, thrash metal bands, black metal bands. Like we are very easily placed on like several lineups, so that's a plus. The downside on that actually is it's hard to put a label on us.
Right.
People have some bookers, promoters, festivals. They have a hard time putting booking us, and then but how do I announce you guys? What kind of genre should I just put on there? So I think it's hard to place you in a box. Well, that's exactly what we want. But I think a good example is we played with a band called what was this band called again? Disaster from Germany. It's an old school thrash metal band,
right?
And we were confirmed last minute because the band dropped out. There was a black metal band from Finland, so everybody was looking out for this black metal band. I think a lot of the people, they bought tickets for this specific band. we came in as last minute announced band, and everybody was like, yeah, what is this modern shit? I don't like it. But some people online, and we were like, okay, this is going to be, we'll just see what happens, with the crowd. But the people really liked it, and we totally put the place upside down. So I think it shows that just want to see a cool show. They want to be, they want the energy from the band. They want a good time. They want to be entertained. Entertaining band on the stage. And if it's black metal or death metal or whatever, in some cases people just want a fun night. And we got a good response there. We even sold a ton of merch, so it was a success. So sometimes it happens like that, but we toured with Obscura and Cynic in March, and we had a very mixed crowd because these are also two progressive bands, so it's like open-minded fans. But we also had a very good response there. So
awesome. Now I haven't had a chance yet to see you live. You said it yourself, this guy, our previous album came out in the pandemic. We didn't really have a whole lot of opportunity to promote that, at least from a live perspective. Now you do. So for people that are going to check you out for the first time, there's a couple of tours announced already. What can we expect? Are you promoting Celestial Death, or are you promoting basically everything that has happened equally? Like, what should we expect from a set list from you guys?
You can expect Celestial Death in full. And depending on the slot that we play, if we play a headlining show, we might add some old songs. But definitely the majority will be of the new album, of course. We want to promote this, and I think this is also, for us, the direction that we want to go as a band, also for the future. This is also what we would love the fans to know us.
The album there's a lot going on the album, obviously. There's lots of layers. There's also some orchestration there. So there's only 3 of you. So there's a limitation on what you can actually play on stage. So help me understand, like, are you guys now reworking songs to make them possible to be played by 3 people? Or are we gonna see like some more on-stage magic to stay very close to the sound of the album? Like what would that be like?
Yeah, we are going to stay as close to the album as possible. I play a stereo setup with an effect box in between. And our bass player Frank, he plays also through a stereo setup, and he uses a pedal to emulate sounds. So one sound goes to the bass amp with a cap, and the other one goes to a guitar amp with a cap, and the effects goes to this side. So we both play stereo to get a very wide sound as a band. So that's how we do it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you need a little magic, for a power trio to play a big song.
Awesome. We've experienced so much with effects and pedals, and this actually kind of worked out as a solution to have a big sound with 3 guys.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you said, we might play a song or 2 from the previous album if we have the time, if we're a headliner show. If you look at that album to this album, in previous interviews and press statements, the band has talked about, like, well, that first album was really meant to be a little bit more of a stereotypical concept album with like a proper story. This is not really the case now. There are obviously themes that come back across the album, but we shouldn't look at this as a pure concept album. Now, I've interviewed, I don't know how many, but a lot of bands that have tried concept albums, and you find usually 2 kinds of people that say, we've done a concept album and I will never ever try to make another concept album, or, well, actually, I want to keep doing that, or at least have like a vague story, because it helps me whenever I get stuck writing, that if I have a clear vision of what the story should be. Where do you see yourself?
We always write concept albums, and this is also a concept album for us, but it's a little bit of a different look at it in terms of how you should look at it as a concept album, because our previous album, Bionic Swarm, from front to back, is totally with this whole sci-fi stuff and futuristic going on. It's fully concept album. It's completely clear. This however is a concept album in a way that the individual songs, they are written from the perspective of individual people. Okay. It's 9 songs and the 9 stories written from the individuals who are living in times where there is technological changement and they cannot deal with these changements. That's basically what each song is about, and each person writes in a different way what his concern is, so to speak. So in that way, that links the songs together as a concept album, and it's all about the same kind of lyrical concept, so to speak. And that's the red wire throughout the whole album.
Okay.
So in terms of concept album, that's how we decided that it should be, but it's not so. It's a little bit more abstract, if you know.
Right. Yeah, it's not, hey, this person did this and then went on that journey and did that and met this people. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, Frank, I believe, has said previously that you guys wrote a ton of stuff, a ton of material for this album. And I assume that doesn't mean, a bunch of finished songs and what have you, but for a band like yourself with a clear vision and, your vision for a next album might be very different. So all the stuff that you wrote, but that didn't end up, finding a spot on this album, what happens to that? Like, is that all out the window, or is that, you know, on a hard drive somewhere to revisit when you write for the next one? Help me understand.
It's on a hard drive, yeah, basically, or like a cloud drive.
Yeah.
So we rewrite songs in a way that if we come up with ideas, we put them in a cloud, we use a Google Drive cloud, and we have these folders with ideas, and sometimes we store them on tempos, like different tempos, different folders. And we actually wrote this album by collecting ideas for like 1 year to 1.5 years. And then we just pick the best ideas out of that. Okay, we are going to make, this is a very cool idea. We're going to make this into a full song. We're going to take this part. And well, sometimes good parts, we didn't figure it out. And we will keep them and say, okay, maybe we look at this later. Maybe just leave it for 2 years or something. And when we listen to it again and we have a totally different idea how to fix this song or how to make this song into a great song. So it's definitely not thrown away, but we have so many ideas. I think we have also like 5 or 6 songs that are like half done that we thought like, this is not really fitting the album. Let's just keep this here for now and, you know, continue another time.
There you go.
Yeah.
We might see those on like a special edition EP or something like that, or maybe the next full album. Who knows?
Who knows?
There you go. Awesome. But first and foremost, we've got the album coming out in, as we're talking, just over a month. And you will be busy this year. You're going to be touring through Europe with Onslaught, and I believe you're going to Latin America with Artillery. So right. a lot of old school thrashers will be introduced to your sound. And then you're going to play some festivals as well, so it's going to be busy. Lawrence, I hope you get to... I know you've got to do a lot of interviews right now, and it's really annoying and it's boring, but I hope that you can also, you know, just catch your breath and that you can just relax a little bit, because in a few weeks from now, the roller coaster is getting started and it won't stop for a while, I think. So I wish you all the best with that release cycle and have a fun year touring. I hope that we'll see some shows coming to North America as well, obviously. If not, we'll have to see you in Europe.
That'll be great, America.
Awesome. Yeah. Lawrence, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and I wish you all the best with the release of this album.
Thank you so much. And if we hope to come to North America, of course, it's on our list. We have got it offered so many times, but it didn't work out all these times of whatever, like visas, flights, I don't know. But someday we'll make it happen, and we hope to see you at the show when we do.
Absolutely.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.